Okay, then manga it is. I'll just keep this intro short because we all know what you came here for. You want some high quality manga that you haven't heard of that can rival even the mainstream ones in terms of overall package. Good for you because you are in the right place. But before we start, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. If this video hits 500 likes, then I'll immediately upload the next manga recommendation. And now, let's get on to the list. Why don't we kick off this list with a manga that has a very unique concept? A manga world that gets one page once a year is what its title suggests. It's a manga that only updates once a year, and every update, it's only one page. This manga started back in 2019 and currently, it only has 3 chapters with 1 page each chapter. Its tagline is literally, "At least it's consistent." And what's even more interesting about this is even the characters in the manga itself talks about how absurd of a concept it is. The whole premise of this manga is that a female knight was transported into a world where the story only advances once per year, and her mission is to defeat the demon lord before the author dies. This is as meta as it gets, and I think everyone needs to read this manga because it's one of a kind. There's really nothing like it. And every year feels like a celebration when a new page gets added. It updates every March, so see you next March for the new chapter. Next up is Adu of Hades. This is a seinen manga that is set in a world where 90% of the land are ruled by these 12 demon kings. These demon kings are so powerful that humanity doesn't have any means to defeat even one of them. Extinction is the only option when suddenly 2 out of the 12 demon kings died by the hands of this hero. In the story, we follow Adu and the other members of the company of heroes as they go on a journey to defeat all the remaining demon kings and achieve their own objectives. I made the synopsis as basic as possible because I don't want to spoil you on the twist. The story is very simplistic sounding, but please just trust me on this one. But if you don't trust me, then let these random pages from the manga convince you otherwise because the art on this manga is phenomenal. The design of the Demon Kings is on a different realm. They look and feel like actual Demon Kings. It's like straight out of a famous painting from a well-known artist. That's how godly they are even though they're demons. So, check out Adu of Hades. Monogatari Series. I'm sure you've heard of the term before because it's a pretty popular anime series. It was a light novel series written by Nishio Ishin that was later on adapted as an anime with multiple seasons, first of which is Bakemonogatari. Known for its stylistic approach to its storytelling and unconventional yet highly effective animation style, the Monogatari series is a must-watch for every anime fan because it's in a world of its own. But because of its highly successful anime adaptation, people tend to forget that it also has a manga adaptation which is Bakemonogatari. And if you think that the anime is very stylized and eye-catching, then you must check out the manga because it's a different type of beast. I can't even put into words how amazing and breathtaking the art is. I'll just let you judge it for yourself. Read Bakemonogatari. It's your loss if you skip this one out. Next up is the winner of the 2021 Manga Taisho Award, Suzu no Fririn. At first glance, everything about this manga is nothing new. Set in a fantasy world where demons exist and a hero together with his own party goes on a journey to defeat the Demon King for a peaceful world. But this is not the story of the party of heroes and their battle to kill the Demon King. No. Suzu no Fririn is the story of what comes after, as told through the eyes of Fririn, the party's nigh immortal elf. To grossly simplify the story, it's a slice-of-life manga about an elf mage who witnesses her friends gets old and die of old age while still maintaining her appearance like time didn't pass by. And as you guess, it's heartbreaking, soul-crushing, but still wonderfully beautiful. With the meteoric rise of isekai fantasy trash, Suzu no Fririn is a breath of fresh air to the fantasy genre. As for the obligatory HE manga recommendation for all you degenerate out there, I present to you Game of Familia, Family Senki. This is your typical isekai manga about an overpowered protagonist except the HE elements is set to the max, and the MC was transported to this world together with his stepmother and two stepsisters. Sounds like a plot to a hentai, but it's not. There are some genuine amazing fight scenes and world building in this manga, and it was surprisingly entertaining. Aside from his overpowered abilities, the MC is also very cunning and fun to watch, and I genuinely enjoy the story. And the plot, if you know what I mean. Death games. I love them, you love them, so without a doubt, you'll enjoy Alice in Borderland as much as I do. The story is about a group of 3 friends who get transported into an alternate Tokyo, also known as the Borderlands, after witnessing a big fireworks explosion. In the Borderlands, all people are treated as players, and every player needs to participate in these deadly games in order to survive. There are 4 types of games, each corresponds to a suit on a playing card deck. Clubs is for teamwork, Spade is for physical, Diamond is for intelligence, and a Hearts game plays with your heart and tears you apart. Some of the games are very familiar like tag and hide and seek, but take that and put a dark twist to it and make the stakes higher. That's basically every game in this manga. The tactics, the psychological manipulation, deceit, every aspect of this manga is incredible. Check out Alice in Borderland. After you read it, you can also check out the Netflix live-action adaptation with the same name because it's also a fantastic watch. Next up is a manga that I found because it's from the same author as Black Torch, a manga that I enjoyed reading but sadly got cancelled. Because it got cancelled, I look up the author to see if he has other works, and Heart Gear is one of them. I specifically look up this author because I was so amazed of his art style. It's so clean but aggressive at the same time. The fight scenes in his manga are on a different level because the art elevates it to the highest degree. Even normal looking panels are straight up money shots level of quality. And all that amazing aspects can be found on Heart Gear. So, check out Heart Gear. Or better yet, check out Takaki Tsuyoshis works. They are all amazing. Anyways, you all know John Wick, right? Cool dude, extremely hot, and might murder you if you kill his dog. You also know the Continental in the John Wick series, right? Looks like a normal hotel on the outside, but full of hired killers on the inside. Diner is basically the Continental, but instead of a big-ass hotel, it's a small restaurant that only caters to the deadliest killers and murderers around the world. And on top of that, the restaurant is managed by this mysterious and extremely powerful cook who makes these very delicious cuisines. And Kanako, who is just a normal person that somehow became a waitress in this very shady restaurant, needs to serve these deadly killers and try not to die in the process. And as you'd expect with this kind of setting and concept, the action scenes are insane and brutal. I mean, we're dealing with deadly killers here, what do you expect? But there's also a lot of surprisingly touching human moments behind these atrocious murderers, and I really like that balance a lot. And it's a John Wick inspired manga, so what are you waiting for? Next is Goodnight World. This one's interesting. The main characters in this story have a very interesting dynamic because they are essentially a broken family in real life. But they found each other in the same game and somehow built the happiest and strongest family in the game, while not knowing that each member are the very family members that they have in real life. It's mind-blowing and I'm living for it. And the overall conflict with the relation of the virtual world to reality and the possibility of them merging together, and a rogue virus that is affecting the game extending its terror to the real world is... Okay, I might actually spoil you, so just read it on your own. And as for this last manga recommendation, it's a rule of mine to put the best manga on the list on the last part because I like having a banger ending, and Drifting Dragons is definitely one that you need to pay attention to. It's basically about hunting dragons and cooking them. Here is the synopsis. It's time to see what dragon tastes like. The crew of the airship Queen Zaza makes their living hunting dragons. Succeed and the reward is riches and all the meat they can eat. Fail and all awaits them is a messy end. follow the grand hunting and cooking adventure of the Queen Zaza as they chase dragons across the sky. It's an amazing read. I love adventure type stories with rich substance and interesting premise. The art is very refreshing and the characters aboard the Queen Zaza are very likable as well. The design of the dragons are very unique, not just your typical fantasy dragons that we see often in movies. And as unique as the dragons are, the dishes made by their meat is so appetizing and mouth-wateringly good. There's just something about food in anime and manga that makes me hungry all the time for some reason. Check out Drifting Dragons or Kute Dragons on some translations. And that's all the manga that I'm gonna recommend for today. These videos are very time consuming to make because I have to read hundreds of mangas just to pick the ones that are worth recommending, so bear with me if the uploads of these kinds of videos are slow. I also have other things to do like school and stuff, so please understand. A great way to show your support is to subscribe to the channel so I can maybe, just maybe, turn this into a full-time job and upload more manga recommendation video just like this. But that's it for me for now. I'm the Villain in Glasses and enjoy your reads. Bye!